Africa is a continent rich with opportunity. And when business and communities come together, its astonishing potential begins to be felt. With the Millennium Development Goals steering these partnerships, Africa's future is being rewritten with innovation, foresight, and inclusivity. Crossing the length and breadth of the continent, our journalists uncover these stories and share them with the world. Join us now for remarkable stories of partnerships across Africa, building the future and changing lives. It's Africa's time.
Zimbabwe has faced many challenges, and sustainable partnerships are crucial to its economic growth. Boleslav Stawicki from the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund met with us in Bulawayo to lead us into this all-important story.
If you look around in the city of Bulawayo, it may seem as if the city is doing quite all right, but in fact Zimbabwe is one of the most impoverished places in the world. And we believe that making a difference here through our investments and through the implementation of inclusive business models, we can make a huge difference for the local communities.
One of the businesses AECF is partnering with is Sondelani Ranching, a company that's determined to draw as many Zimbabweans as possible back onto the land.
I'm Peter Cunnigham, the CEO of Sondelani Ranching, and we're an agro-processing company doing value chains from inputs through to final product. I wanted to become a farmer from when I was quite young. Then my mother gave me 50 chicks for my birthday when I was 8 years old. So we grew those chicks and then sold them, bought 70, then sold those, bought 90, and then through our school years basically grew the business up to where we are now.
Maybe you can tell one of your greatest lessons that you've got at college.
I've learned that girls are young ladies. If you want to pick a chick, this is how you do it.
If you want to pick up chicks, this is how you do it.
My brother joined me in 1992, and we used to put aside a percentage of our profits to help small-scale farmers and to try and break poverty. My brother came and he was very excited, and he said, "Peter, I'm seeing a whole different view of Africa. These aren't poor people in a poor continent. These are rich people in a rich continent. We need to include them in our business and put them into our value chain." We're focusing on unlocking the agricultural potential of Africa at the moment with foundations in chickens and intensive vegetable production, which allows small-scale farmers to be able to produce effective volumes on small areas of land.
So Sondalani is a company which engages smallholder farmer community around Bulawayo in Western Zimbabwe. Their objective was to add value to their operations by starting processing the crops they are getting from the smallholder farmers, which would not only be beneficial for the company but also for the smallholder farmer.
We would sell chicks and feed to the farmers and then buy back the birds just before slaughter. We also started to bring in tomatoes into the business. Tomatoes are a very intensive crop. They need very high attention to detail, which is exactly what our farmers were good at. We had, in our first years, some bumper crops, so we ended up with hundreds of tons of tomatoes that we couldn't do anything with. We saw the opportunity to partner together with AECF to provide a processing plant that could then give a floor price or guarantee to take the tomatoes off the market, which would give confidence for people to produce and to really move.
So the Africa Enterprise Challenge Fund is a development fund which invests in profit-making, small and medium-sized innovative enterprises across Sub-Sahara. Our investments typically consist of two different components. One of them is a non-repayable grant, subsidy you could say, and the second component is an interest-free loan.
AECF has co-funded the building of a tomato paste plant here within the company's existing chicken feed facility. It's the perfect supply destination for thousands of outgrowers whose businesses will expand alongside Peter's.
The plant is designed to do 150 tons a day of tomatoes. And as you can see, there's a sterilizer outside, there's the pumps, there's the vacuum chambers, there's the stainless steel tanks that will be a part of the process. It's been a really exciting journey both for us as a company, but also exciting for our farmers, because it's allowed us to go to them and say, guys, you can produce as much as you want and we can guarantee to take the product off you. You should have come out that way, brother. Eh? Bollock on the farm. In tomatoes, you get a very high yield from a very small area of land, which helps farmers who have got small plots.
The prices are stable, or do they fluctuate a lot?
The prices go up and down
Right.
tremendously during the season, and that's one of the advantages of having a plant that can take out the bottom end of the market when it crashes there.
Excellent.
But there's more to the story, and we're travelling south with Peter to the famous Matobo Hills, where Sondalani has founded an agricultural college. It's developing a generation of young agri-entrepreneurs who will eventually supply to Peter and whomever else they choose.
As we remodeled our company onto an agro-processing value chain business, what we saw is that the greatest investment that we could make was in human capital, that we no longer needed to invest in land, we needed to invest in people. And as a result of that, we developed Ebenezer College.
And we are going to peg 2 fields. We want to peg 7.5 by 7.
Ebenezer is a vocational college. The apprentices do 4 hours a day of study and academic work, and then 8 hours a day of in-field work. Each apprentice has his own farm, sets up his own mini business, and we invest in that. So we put in the money, they put in the work, and they come out of there with a real vision of what Africa can be, of what their lives can be.
Who can come and show us how to peg a maize field? Princess. Peter is the heart of unlocking poverty in Zimbabwe and in Africa. So the one thing that I like about him, he always has new ideas. He also has got a heart in dealing with people individually. He can point the potential in you.
A wonderful couple that have come through Ebenezer is Honest and More Blessing Matabiri. Both of them were apprentices in our first years, and through that developed a real heart and passion for what they could be and how they could help other people.
I love my husband because he is loving me too. We work together to our garden, go and fetch water, go and fetch firewood to cook, and then we come back, cook together.
When I saw her, I feel happy, and that's why we fall in love at Ebenezer.
The couple's work is to engage with farmers in their community, to encourage them to move beyond subsistence and become suppliers.
I'm a field officer. I'm visiting them every day, checking how the chicken's doing. Are they sick? Are they coughing? Are they dying? Helping them with a technique thing like solar light and tubing feeders.
One of the farmers that Honest and Mobi are supporting is Elizabeth Mwali, who's a widow of in her 80s, so who had 9 orphans in her village, and really had no real way of sustaining things. And she's turned that around to where she's got one of the most profitable ventures, and where she's growing and expanding her business.
I'm visiting Elizabeth each and every day of the week, looking after her chickens and then weighing her chickens, seeing how much grams do they gain. Yeah, if they are low, I can encourage them to feed them. I feel like it's good because it's putting light to the old ladies. They were not thinking about something that is going to help them.
Elizabeth's plan is to use profits from chickens to farm tomatoes for processing at Sondalani's Bulawayo plant, which AECF helped fund. It's all part of a greater plan for her children's future.
Yikho engikwenzayo kodwa mbona ingani kuyamphilisa labazukulu bami silokhu sizuza khonapha enkukhwini khona ilokhuzeni iprofit nxa zikhule kahle sibili ngiyazuza $1,000. So $1,000 yena leyana ngiyayehlukanisa ukuthi sithole isepa bathole imbadalo yesikolo sithole ukudla ungani kungcono ukuthi lathi imizimbi iqine nxa sisebenza.
Elizabeth is being supported by Honest and More Blessing to complement her chicken business with tomato farming and to earn even more.
When they do chicken, they use that manure for growing tomatoes and maize.
So people talk about a win-win. We talk about a win-win-win, which means that the farmers can win because they can have guaranteed markets, they can really move and unlock stuff. We win as a business because we're getting fast turnover of our cash and we're getting scalability and volume that we wouldn't have got otherwise. And the customers win because one of our ethos is that we must get the best value product to the final customer.
When business and the communities come together, I think the first word which comes to my mind is sustainability of that community and also sustainability of that business. And that's what development is about.
What I see on the ground and what is truly inspiring for me, and I think for many others, is that we see a mindset shift where thousands of smallholder farmers are now moving on from being subsistence farmers to actually business people with a business mindset. This is what AECF is about and what our investments are about, to invest in innovative companies that can bring innovations to the rural communities of Africa.
I really feel that it's the young people that need to be a backbone of Zimbabwe so that they can work with their hands and change things.
The most exciting thing has probably been to see the change in mindshift. Yeah? A good example of this is the old farmer, Mr. Dube. And I went to his farm and he came up to me and he said, "Oh, thank you so much, you saved me." You know? And I explained to him, actually, I haven't saved you at all. You're part of an amazing value chain and you're helping me. My business only exists because of you. And to see the change in confidence and the sense that after that he was a new man who said, like, actually, I'm not somebody people are helping because I'm poor. Yeah. I'm somebody with worth and I'm adding value. Seeing lives change, seeing communities change, seeing the production starting to move has to be one of the most exciting things that we can do and see in life.
Sister, you've been down too long. Come on and get up and let the world hear your song. Sister, you've cried too many tears. Come on and get up and let go of those nagging fears. Yeah, you've got the power if you've got the